Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Long time no see. I was on live yesterday packing up eBay orders. Already dropped them off at the post office when they opened at 8 a.m. this morning to get out the first big giant load of orders. Now we're going to pack up whatever sold on eBay over the night and then all the Poshmark and Depop. Depop like four orders. Of course, nothing on Mercari. Still waiting for my money, but good morning. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome into the channel. I'm going to go ahead and get started with packing. Busy day. Busy couple weeks, guys. You need to keep listing. December and January are really good months. Obviously, December being a good month, but January is a good month. Gladys, what's up? Thanks for coming in. As you come in, say hello. Hit that like button. Thanks for popping in. Hit that, whatever you got to do. Whatever. Do all the things. Juliet, good morning over on YouTube. Beverly, good morning. Speed Racer. What's up, Speed Racer? Good morning. Always seeing you guys in here. Love all y'all. But yeah, January is a good month. So if you're new to reselling, make sure you're listing all the way through December because January is really good too. February is when stuff slows down a little bit, but it's one of those transition months where retail stores are starting to push up spring break items. And that's also when I make my transition into spring and summer items. I know February seems early, but I just do what the big dogs do. That's what I do. Stephanie, good morning. Good morning. Congrats on the sales. Thanks. You know what? Sales are pretty good. I think a lot of people had good sales. As I'm going through my feed on Facebook and Instagram and everywhere, I see a lot of people with a lot of good sales, which makes me happy because I felt like you come into this, we talk live, we talk about all these sales, talk about what to pick up. And if you were starting out during August, September, October, it was pretty slow this year, but things are picking up. So hopefully it's the same for you guys. Hopefully it's the same for you guys. Let me know in the chat how your sales are doing. Let's go ahead and get Depop knocked out of the way. 4 sales on Depop over the weekend. Again, I was gone for a week on vacation. So these Depop and Poshmark sales started on Thanksgiving Day or Friday after Thanksgiving. So these are like 3 to 4 days worth of sales. 4 Depop, 11 Poshmark, and then I shipped all my eBay yesterday. We have 5 from last night. One of them being a cute little American Girl doll. So how about that? I'm actually probably going to list all my American Girl dolls I still have. I'm going to run a big sale on those because it's Christmas time. Who doesn't want an American Girl doll? Bought this just based on the style. It's not wool, which hurt the value, but it's just that, geometric 80s print, whatever. It's called Expressions. I don't even think I've heard of this brand before, but I just bought this based on style. I knew for $5 I'd be able to flip it, and it's flip it on Depop. It sold for $18 on Depop. That's exactly where I thought I would sell it, and that's where it sold. So we're going to pack that one up, and I'll let you guys know again, $5 into whatever. Casey, what's up? Good morning, girl. Casey, you need to send me some of your finds recently. Haven't seen them. Help, I grabbed a huge set of Holt Howard Holly Berry Christmas collection. I can't get rid of it. Over 30 pieces. Oh, I don't know Holt Howard Holly Berry Christmas. I don't know. I know Snow Babies Christmas. I know Department 56 Christmas. I don't know that. I don't know. If it's not moving for you right now, you need to mark it down. You need to just keep on marking it down. Mark it down. Yes, Christmas stuff sells year round, but I can guarantee you during Christmas time, Christmas sells a lot better. So I would try to unload it right now. What's up, Beth? Found a Patagonia puffy jacket at the bins. How does that end up at the bins? I'm happy for you, but how does that even end up at the bins? That's crazy. That's crazy talk. Happy for you, though. Not mad about it. All right. So bought that based on style. Figured it would sell on Depop. It did. Even though I listed on eBay, and cross-listed it. Speaking of Patagonia, Beth, with your nice find at the bins, a puffer, I can imagine a down puffer jacket at the bins, the way, it probably cost you like $1.50 for that jacket. Unbelievable. Here's a Patagonia, really thin fleece. It's a thin one. It's not a better sweater, even though it looks like it. And again, another example, if you watched my live yesterday, you saw I sold a Patagonia with a big hit embroidery right here. It's still sold. Another example of Patagonia with a little H on the side of it, and it's still sold for $27. So bought it for $5, $27. Gladys, thank you. I know people are scared to buy that, so I'll buy it. Again, for the right price, it sells. I'm not paying $15 for this. I'm not paying $15. I'm paying $5. Paying $5. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for the presents. Thanks for all that. Thanks for following. I see some people following. We're shipping out items. I'm a full-time reseller now, and I pretty much just tell people kind of what I'm buying and what I'm selling. What's selling right now, and we also answer questions and just hang out and chat because you guys are my coworkers. We're kind of competitors in a way, if you think about it, but we're not. We're coworkers. Help! I grabbed a huge. Do you ever send unsold stuff into ThreadUp if it's been sitting? I haven't, Miguel. Usually, my unsold stuff is not. ThreadUp probably wouldn't even want it. It's like FootJoys that we're selling but aren't selling anymore, or a certain style of something that was selling but not in style anymore. Like I'm looking at just like local where I live embroidered 3XL hoodies, local high school, and it's not selling. So no, I don't send anything to ThreadUp. If anything, I'll just mark it down. I've already done all the work with listing and everything. I'll just mark it down and get it out of here. Patagonia, $5 into 27. Depop takes just a small percent, like 1 or 2%. The jackets in the back are stunning. Those are all like, I guess am I a collector? I'm not a hoarder, right? I'm not a hoarder, but yeah, I just came across those in different ways and I like them. So things come across to me that like I did or I like, and I think like, okay, if I buy that, I'll still get my money out or make money on it later on. I'm going to pick it up, especially with watches. You're welcome. Good morning. I sent you an IG about how I finally fixed my account with Mercari. The exact same thing happened to me as you. Target. When did you send me that? Did you send me that recently where just your Mercari account just all of a sudden was like, someone sent me a message, said all of a sudden my Mercari account just cleared. I got my money and I was able to list again. I want that to happen to me. That hasn't happened to me yet. Heidi, thanks for the heart. What's up? Amy D. Thrifty Hustle, what's up, sir? Watch your live replay on YouTube last night and right back at it today. You know, I was on it last night. eBay, I'm glad I did that. Was the first one at the post office this morning, dropped it off. I can imagine when I drop this stuff off later what it's going to look like there. I'm glad I don't have to wait in those lines. I used to wait in the lines. Those were awful. Yeah, I'm still waiting to hear back from Mercari. It sucks. Mercari back good again. Yours should come back soon. Okay, I hope so. Mine's nothing. You look tan. Been beautiful. Thanks, beautiful. I I went on a cruise, but I was really good about putting suntan lotion on this time. So I didn't get as tan as I normally did, but I didn't get burned either. Not one time. That's probably the first cruise I've been on that I didn't get burned. I paid $5 for a navy pea coat and sold it for $140. Tulip, let's go. If it's a navy, like I'm in the Navy now, pea coat, those sell really well. Just look for the anchor buttons. They sell well. J. Crew makes those too. They're really good sellers, those pea coats. Mercari changed their promote rate from 10 to 20%. Does anyone know if there's a way to change it back? Mercari changed their promote rate from 10 to 20%. Does anyone here know a way to change it back, Courtney? You could also put that in the search reseller community on eBay or on Facebook if you're not a part of that group. Throw that in there. Someone will answer that question. Amy D. I have a J. Crew Pico listed right now. Let's get that thing sold. We're speaking it into existence. You're going to sell that thing. You're going to sell it. FootJoy. You guys know I talk about FootJoys I don't sell. I always pick up FootJoy sweaters or vests or anything that are those polyester spandexy. You guys know what I do. This is just a FootJoy polyester spandex, blank, no hits or anything. Smells good. Smells like detergent. Probably get a negative feedback for smelling like detergent, but sold for $22. on Depop. Paid $3.99 for it. Caleb, what's up, Caleb? I know you're in Ohio and you have all your stuff at a storage unit, and I know you are freezing. I saw your post this morning. Woo! I'm dreading going to my storage unit just to pick up some items today to sell. But what's up, Caleb? I know Caleb had a huge weekend. Earlier, I said, how'd everyone's weekend do? I think everyone I saw online were just like, big weekend, big sales, tons of sales, really good sales. And that's good because this past early fall and summer were probably was the worst summer slowdown I've had since reselling. So I'm glad to hear and see people doing really well. Mine did 20 Saturday and back to 10 yesterday. Okay, so someone did 20. It went from 20 on Saturday on Mercari back to 10 yesterday. So maybe Courtney, check it again on Mercari, see how it does. See how it does. Good morning and welcome back. We miss you. Thanks, Jessica. I miss you guys too. It's you guys are my work community, right? We get to hang out and talk, and we don't have to have like people looking at us in the cubicle saying, "Why are you talking so loud?" I can talk as loud as I want. This is a good sale. I think I know Caleb talked about this brand the other day, but this is a good brand, Wallace and Barnes. Wallace and Barnes, good brand to be on the lookout for. I'm always looking for. I actually will pick up any piece of this brand because I'm paying $5 for a shirt, $10 for a jacket. But anytime you find this brand, Wallace and Barnes, they usually sell it at J. Crew. You want substantial pieces, but I'll buy any of them. This is one of those military shirts from the 50s. It's a remake, obviously, but it's supposed to be one of those military shirts from like the 50s, Vietnam area, 60s. This sold for $50. $50 over on Depop. So that was a good sale. 5 into 50. Peach says, good morning, everyone. Good morning. What's your auto posture discount for eBay again? 10%. 10% on eBay. So my auto posture offers are 10% is what I send out. One thing I don't do on auto posture is every time it gets delisted or relisted, I don't do an automatic markdown. I think Bearded is doing that now, where every time an item gets relisted, he takes like 5% off. So eventually just gets marked down. The reason I don't do it is because I'm selling clothing and like my spring items that are just kind of sitting dormant right now. When spring rolls around, those things will be like $4. I don't want to sell them for $4. Good morning, Jessica. Ryan, how long did it take you to start making money to make more than your teaching gig? Well, it honestly, you're not going to want, you want me to just give you a clear answer, but what I'm going to tell you is it all depends on how much time you're putting into it, how many items you're listing a day. I can tell you this, if you start listing 10 to 20 good items a day and you're buying them for 5, selling them for 25 or more, by the end of 1 year, I bet you'll be matching a teacher pay. That's probably what I'll say for sure. You will be. I just sold a Wallace and Barnes recently. Yeah, Wallace and Barnes is a really good brand to be on the lookout for. Definitely. That's a brand that people pass up for sure. Thrift stores will definitely pass that up. They're not pulling that or pricing that one up usually. I bought an Eileen Fisher lamb's wool jacket for $2 and sold it for $80. Same estate sale, I brought an Aryan Craft sweater for $2 and sold it for $50. All sold within a few days. Nice sales, Daniel. Yeah, those, I feel like whenever I go to estate sales, I always find an Aryan Craft sweater. If it's like an older person estate sale, I always find those for some reason. Or the dongle, whatever, the Aryan dongle, something like that. Those always sell well. But good sales. Win the day, Jeffrey comes in. Win the day. Ralph Lauren polos. What you list them usually for? Ralph Lauren polo shirts that are button shirts, button down shirts, I list from $18.99 to $19.99. I'll tell you what, Ryan, if you go to surfsupfinds.com, I have my eBay store linked on there. You can go over there and see what I have all those for sale for or what I sold them for. I kept my Wallace and Barnes chore coat. I thought it was Wallace and Barnes. For a second, I thought it was what's the other brand that's older? Wallace and Barnes isn't older, but they don't make it anymore. Oh gosh, it's such a good brand. Such a good brand. I'm pulling a blank because I just don't find it very often. It's an outdoor brand. They don't make it anymore. I think they stopped selling it in like the year 2000, maybe. It was really popular in the 90s. What brand am I thinking about? What is your auto posture discount for eBay? If that's what you're talking about, yeah. Do you mainly post on Depop or does auto posture cross list there too? Yeah, I use auto posture to cross list. So I list everything on eBay, sync it into auto posture, and then just cross list it. And I think that's the easiest way to do it because you don't have to do anything extra. Like on Depop, you don't have to enter in any extra categories. You literally just hit 2 buttons. It takes you 10 seconds to cross list if you list from eBay over to the other platforms on auto posture. Do you ever spend $100 on an item if it sells for $200 online? Oh, for sure. Would in a heartbeat. Would in a heartbeat. What brand am I thinking about, guys? I'm pulling a blank. Big time blank. Learn new brand this weekend. Mama, M-A-M-M-U-T. Yes, definitely good brand. Picked up a few pairs of Gore-Tex pants, and all are now in poly bags waiting to go to the post office. Let's go, Jeffrey. Winning the day on that one. Definitely. Mama, M-A-M-M-U-T. I'm pretty sure it has like an elephant, not an elephant, but a mastodon as their symbol. So look for that brand. Really good, especially with Gore-Tex. Anything with Gore-Tex is a good pickup. But would I spend $100 to make $200? Yes, definitely would, especially if it's a quick sale. Listen, usually the higher you spend on things, the less of an ROI. So you're not going to have like a 300%, 400% return on your investment. But, you know, you buy a high-end watch for $5,000 and you sell it for $7,000. I do that all day long, every single day of the week. Territory head, no. Caleb, what was the best sale of the weekend? No, I don't know. Sometimes the best sales, Caleb, I'm sure you would agree, sometimes the best sales are things that have sat for a really long time, and you're really glad to finally get rid of those. I had some good sales that we'll talk about. Here's a good one. It was around $100 sale. This is an Abercrombie and Fitch. I've never found this exact jacket. Very, very heavy. I can tell you this was probably like a $200, $250 jacket new. It's called the Upper Hudson jacket. Upper Hudson jacket. Very heavy wool blend Abercrombie and Fitch jacket. Never found this. Usually with Abercrombie and Fitch jackets, I'm looking for the fur line. I'm looking for the military style. This one's just super unique. That was around $100. Just a cool sale. How to calculate shipping. I don't know how to figure it out. So you just go to eBay when you list an item. You do calculated shipping. You put in your zip code. And then you put in the dimensions of your item, the weight of the item, and how you're shipping the item. Whether you have to have your shipping stuff set up. So USPS ground, USPS priority, flat rate priority, all those things. Yeah, amen to the old item selling for sure. Has a Mastodon. Yep, Mastodon. Found an Alan Flusser button down this weekend. Easter color plaid. Let's go. Alan Flusser is a sleeper, man. I never sold that brand until Trisha was like, it sells, and she showed me all of her shirts, proof that they sell. Alan Flusser. Now don't pick it all up. I only usually get like the Paisley button-up shirts, but Anna, good morning. I'm glad you're here. Husband is doing the shipping. Hey, let him do it. That's right. Make him do the shipping. That's the not fun part. Actually, it's not bad. Taking pictures is the least favorite. But yeah, cool jacket. Although eBay is my main platform, so happy that I use auto posture to cross list. I get 1 to 2 sales on other platforms for sure. I talk about it all the time. You got to be diversified. For example, if I only sold on Mercari, I would be shit out of luck right now because I am blocked on Mercari from selling anything. So you got to diversify. If you happen on something on eBay happens where you get zeroed like I did on Puma shirts this weekend, and you've had multiple items zeroed and you get your account suspended for a while, you're going to be in trouble. So I highly recommend, whether you use auto posture or any other cross lister, you need to be diversified. A really good Abercrombie & Fitch jacket is the Sentry. Ooh, I sold a $100 Abercrombie & Fitch jacket too this week. Caleb, which one was it? Which jacket did you sell? A lot of those big ones have names. Please post what Ralph Lauren blazers you pick up. I never know. I should pick up ones that you say exclusively for Dillards. Jennifer, I can tell you now, Ralph Lauren blazers. I only pick up polo Ralph Lauren blazers. It has to say polo. I pick up purple label. I pick up big size Ralph Lauren blazers. They have to be 50 or bigger. And they also have to have a silk or linen or some sort of blend. So if it's just a Ralph Lauren made for Dillard's blazer, 42, 44, 46, I'm not picking it up for $7.99. If it's a gold button blazer, I pick those up and sell those for $40. So I would say probably more than 95% of the blazers that are Ralph Lauren, I don't pick up. 95% of them. And if you're new to reselling, I know you're going to go to the store and be like, ooh, Ralph Lauren blazers. You're going to see them all the time. The more you do it, the more you're going to see them over and over and over again. It's those items you don't see very often. That's what's selling. Supply and demand. Dora, what's up, Dora? Dora, I got your message last night, by the way. Thank you for sending me that. Let's see. The eBay Puma Veros hit so hard this weekend. I'm a part of Tekken Sports, and it hit some people very hard. So Jeffrey's over at Tekken Sports Group, and he said over in that group they talked about it a lot with the Puma Veros. Yeah, they just came out hitting people. Puma did. I don't know what's up. What's up, Flippin' Nurse? Do you do decent with Abercrombie? Only certain Abercrombie. It has to be really heavy. So like heavy cargo shorts, Abercrombie and Fitch, heavy cargo shorts, stuff like that. Heavy jackets, Y2K stuff. So if you really want to know like what Abercrombie sells, sit down for 10 minutes with your computer or your phone, look up men's Abercrombie and Fitch, and then vintage if you want, or Y2K if you want, but men's Abercrombie and Fitch, used, sold, then filter highest price to lowest price. Look through the first 5, 6, 7 pages, 10 pages, and see which items you should be looking for. That's what you're looking for. I sold something I bought in 2022 and something that only had been listed for 3 hours. Happy about both. Yeah, a 3-hour sale and a almost 3-year sale. That is good for sure. I don't usually pick up Alan Flusser. Not a good seller for me. I don't either. The only time I pick it up if it's like a paisley button-up shirt. And it's one of those $100 or $20 sales, not a $100 sale. Do you think I'm 60? You don't have to tell us our age. Do you think I could be successful as an income for retirement? Yes, Tammy. Depends how much you need for retirement. If you're looking for, I don't know if you already have a pension, like you're a teacher. If you're looking for just a couple grand a month, $3,000 a month, for sure. Really fun. If you like to shop, if you like to treasure hunt, it's such a great gig. It's such a great gig. Flippin' Nurse, what's up, Kim? How'd you get veered on Puma? I don't know. They said it was counterfeit, eBay. I don't argue with it. They took it down. I'm gonna take it down. All other Puma. I'm not gonna argue with eBay. Abercrombie Wolf Jacket's a good one. Let's go. Okay, that one. A sleeper Abercrombie item is the linen shirts, certain ones, 70 to 80. I grabbed one over the weekend. You're looking for the A&F collection. Okay, linen Abercrombie and Fitch. I would probably look at that. Caleb said his Abercrombie jacket that sold for 100 didn't have a name, but it was wool, flannel, plaid, and then Sherpa lined. Old tag. Yeah, so heavy, wool, flannel, plaid, and Sherpa lined. So kind of like that jacket, but with Sherpa on the inside. I sold a Puma polo yesterday. Got to go see if I have any more listed. Yeah, delist them if they're on eBay. Now, if you use a cross lister, delist them on eBay, or just whatever, and then hopefully keep them listed on Poshmark and Depop and Mercari because they're not taking them down. Jur, I look at it as an investment, more reliable than stock. Oh, for sure. 100% with you. All this, like my storage unit's full of unlisted inventory, all sitting. It's just like stock. Buying those spring items now for $5, holding them over there, knowing that they're going to triple in value by the time the spring months. You can't get that out of a stock. Guaranteed. get that out of stock. How long did it take you to get a full-time income? About, I was doing it part-time. I would say about 2 years it took me to make a full-time income, but I didn't quit. I was going from 2016 and I left teaching in 2022. So I was making two full-time incomes there for a long time. Uh, is December 26th a really good day for retail and online arbitrage? I like December 26th. Yes, I do. A lot of places have sales December 26th. December into January are always good for me for retail arbitrage. It's the knowledge on what to buy. Can't imagine how long it would take to know the brands that you do. It's just like anything else. A plumber knows what certain fittings, what all that sort of stuff. What fittings fit on what's best for toilets, what's best for certain all that. A mechanic knows all the stuff to an engine. It takes time to learn that. It just takes time with this. The more you watch, the more you consume, the more you actually get out there and practice and buy stuff and look at stuff, you're going to pick up on it pretty quickly if you like this sort of thing. I started my thrift shop. I have legit brand shirts. What do you think about Carhartt? Carhartt, I just sold a Carhartt. I sold one yesterday too. Carhartt is super flooded. The company itself saw the huge comeback it made about 3 or 4 years ago. And it's like, all right, we're going all in. And so they just started pumping out Carhartt like crazy. Still popular, but just be careful. It's really flooded. Sophia, good morning to you too. Megan, what's up? Anna King, I'm 68. We have a big store. My husband and I, we treat it as a job. It helped with our SS money. We make good, but it works every day as a self-employed business. You get what you put in. Exactly, Anna. With this job, you definitely get what you put in. Big time. Okay. So to be full-time, you get what you put in. And a lot of people are like, I can't find thrift stores. My thrift stores aren't good. Well, if this is your job and you don't have another job, for me, I live in Indy. It's an 1.5-hour drive to Cincinnati. I could tell my wife, listen, I'll drop the kids off. I'll be home at 7 o'clock at night. I'll go to Cincinnati and I could thrift all day there and get a lot of inventory. But I live in Indy. I have a lot of stuff here. Or I could travel an 1.5 hours away to Dayton and thrift all there. Or I could say, honey, I'm going to be gone for 2 days, drive to Chicago, thrift all day in Chicago, one day, all day the next day, drive home, write the hotel off as a business expense and get it. So you might have to travel. You might have to do some extra online arbitrage, stuff like that if you don't have thrift stores near you. But let's go ahead and pack this Abercrombie & Fitch up. Again, this sold over on eBay, but I am shipping this out UPS just because it was cheaper for the buyer to sell UPS. Nick, what's up? Nick coming in. Love Chicago. Me too, positively. I love Chicago. Chicago has changed over the last few years, but I love thrift in Chicago. Love thrift in Chicago. Speaking of, Nick is in Illinois. We've all been there as beginners, not knowing what exactly to look for. It's important not to hold yourself to the same standard as someone who has 10 times your experience and grow up. Yo, so true. It's really hard. You guys know. I mean, we're all adults, right? To compare yourself to others is just not a good thing in life in general. Now, it is a good thing. I saw K-Way posted something last night. It's okay to aspire. Like there are people that are like tech, listing 140 items a day, like making all this money. Like that gives me motivation to keep working. But I'm not comparing like, man, I can't do that or whatever. Give yourself time, give yourself grace, and give yourself, some time to know the brands. I'm always learning. I found a couple pants the other day that are brand new to me. I'll make a video on them. Brand new to me. Just totally unassuming pants. Okay. Earlier, I was talking about Wallace & Barnes, and I talked about a brand I didn't remember that's really good. Willis & Geiger. Willis & Geiger. Don't find it very often. Yes, you can get a month or two worth of listings in 1 or 2 days easily. Yeah, for sure. If you just put that work in, you get what you put out, right? Annie, good morning. Yes, in South Carolina, I go to Hilton Head ever so often for the high-end items. Yep, you got to travel. It's. I mean, K-Way. If you guys follow K-Way, he travels. His Tampa area is good, but the city itself's big. He'll travel an hour and a half away to like Sarasota. He'll go to Orlando, which is like 2 hours away. Sometimes you just have to travel to make it work. So $80 for that jacket. Good sale. Paid $10 for it. $80 for that jacket. Yeah. Good thing it's not Polo. The Pumas that got Veroed. Yeah, good thing it's not Polo Ralph Lauren. If it's Polo Ralph Lauren, I'll be sad. But I'll just put them all over on Poshmark. You can still put that stuff over on Poshmark and Depop and Mercari, guys. I resell full-time on eBay as well. I'm sure you know how long the days can be. What are your favorite ways to stay motivated? Ben, I would say, I know it sounds stupid, but I just I think in my mind about where I was working and how I didn't like to have to go to work every morning and rush in, teach the kids and all. I like teaching, but I just think about where I was and I think about what I would do if I didn't do this full time. I'd have to go back to a job that I'd have to stay for 8 hours. I couldn't leave. I couldn't talk to you guys. I couldn't do all the things. That helps me stay motivated just to think this is where I could be, but instead of doing this, I'm happy. Also, maybe find like a series or a podcast that you can listen in the background while you list, something like that you can binge. I like doing that too. I found a vintage Willis and Geiger long sleeve polo. Of course you did, Kit Kat. I always put it in existence and you go find something in that. I couldn't imagine 140 items a day. I couldn't either. But I will tell you this. Tech is also built different. He's talked about it. If you guys don't follow Tech and Sports, you should. He's over on YouTube. That guy needs, if you guys know by now, he will work. He used to work until 1 to 2 in the morning and wake up at 4 or 5. I can't do that. That's not something my body, when my kids, were born, I'd get that little sleep and I could not go throughout my day with a lack of sleep like that. I have to get like the 6 to 8 hours of sleep for sure. So like Tech, you can get a lot done when everyone's quiet, everyone's asleep, up until 2 in the morning and from 4 to 6. I can't do that. So that's just something I can't do. So I'm not going to compare myself to try to list 150 items. But if you can, more power to you. That dude's a beast. Sales are a great motivator itself. Yeah, for sure. Ben, to help stay motivated, list items and get those sales. That helps. When you get that payout on eBay, you're a full-time eBayer, you get that payout on eBay, mine on Tuesday. And if it's, a good amount compared to other weeks, I'm like, oh man, that's good. It keeps me motivated. Let's keep doing this. But yeah, I would definitely, for me, it's just remembering where I was, remembering where I don't want to go back to, and also taking breaks throughout the day. I know a lot of people don't take breaks, and Tech was like, don't put your cell phone out, don't have any distractions, all that sort of stuff. I like having a distraction. I like being able to drop something and go exercise, or drop something and go do something else. As long as I get my job done for the day, that's all that matters for me. There's too many years of my life where I spent where I didn't have my phone by me or couldn't take a break. And that's not exciting for me. Mental health does matter. Mental health really matters. I take medicine for mental health, actually. Never did until my kids were born. Crazy. I'm not afraid to talk about that ever either. I see you pics. It was covered in stains, but stuck and washed out and came out beautifully. Of course it did, Kit Kat. You're welcome for always helping you get stains out. You could travel 3 hours up here and feast on the Notre Dame goodwill. Oh, I bet, Jeffrey. The money at Notre Dame and all the Under Armour Notre Dame stuff, I can imagine. But I figured college kids, the thing is, college kids right now are looking for brand like styles that are just grunge for the most part. Not for me. Watching here from the Philippines. What's up, Philippines? What are your thoughts on Supreme? I have a few items sold yesterday. What are your top 3 brands? Supreme is one of those brands where it's like there are a lot of fakes out there. I'm very hesitant to pick it up because eBay is my main source. I don't want to get kicked off eBay. So that's something I'd probably post more on like a Depop, somewhere over there. But yeah, Supreme's good. I have a pair of North Face Supreme pants. You can usually tell pretty quickly if it's fake or not. But yeah, top 3 brands for me: Polo, Ralph Lauren right now, and then like LL Bean is a good one this time of year, stuff like that. When is the yellow tag event for the winter? It's usually in January, February for Marshalls and DJ Maxx. Good morning. Question: I have a navy blue velvet Ralph Lauren I thrifted yesterday. Received it, and it has a slice in the back, about an inch repair. Sell or toss? Chicago is awesome. From Indiana, Kokomo. What's up? Now in Florida. Now in Florida. Yeah, what's up, Kokomo? Kokomo's but Florida's great. So Ralph Lauren velvet, navy blue velvet. I would probably, if it's a blazer, navy blue velvet Ralph Lauren. If it's a blazer and it has a rip in it, I would probably toss it. It's really hard to fix that stuff. Nick also says, always with the encouragement, patience is so important when you're starting. I think sometimes when you start, you think, I'm going to go to Goodwill and buy a T84 calculator and a Coogee sweater, and that stuff isn't there. You're right. It's not there. Our Goodwills don't have that stuff. I haven't found a Coogee or TI-84 in a year or more. Totally sure, for sure. And you guys know, I talk about it often. I've been a personal trainer and dealing in the finance world too. Patience is huge. When it comes to reselling, patience pays. In the market, patience pays. When losing weight, patience pays. As long as you're doing what you need to do, the results will come. Do you ever do Poshmark shows? I don't. When did we know? We want you to keep teaching us selfish. I know. I'm going to keep teaching. I use the same motivation you do. You have to compete free. You have to complete free will when you're self-employed. It takes discipline, but once you find that balance, it's such an amazing way to live. It is. Once you find that balance, it's great. I'm not like in the market I would rather find other ways to bring in income than list 150 items. I just couldn't. I want to enjoy my years. Teaching for 13 years, I want to enjoy these years now. If I can make the money, great. Yeah, tech is a machine. The GOAT. I would probably say he's like the GOAT of reselling on eBay. Instead of always willing to share your knowledge. Yeah. Again, I would never talk. I watch tech. I watch his stuff. Really good. Tech and sports, really good reseller to watch. Knows his stuff. Will admit if he doesn't know his stuff. Just a great guy to watch. Really, really good guy. And you know what? He motivates me to list more. Even though I don't list 150, if I can list an extra 5 or 10 more a day, it's great. The Notre Dame kids are very preppy. They never adapted to the grunge, but they do like the vintage sports, I'd say. Probably, yeah, they're probably not grungy. They're probably preppy for sure. What brands do you stay away from due to fakes? Oh, man, anything that's really, really high end. So like Versace and there's some Burberrys that are faked, Gucci, Dolce & Gabbana, like some stuff like that. There's just a lot of fakes. Stuff that just screams like Gucci or whatever. A lot of that stuff's fake. Now, you might find a Gucci button-up shirt that doesn't say Gucci anywhere on it. That's probably real. No one's going to fake a button-up shirt. Are you due for a Whatnot show? I'm pretty due for a Whatnot show, Daniel. I am. I have a lot of women's clothing. I just don't want to list. Aren't you the nicest? I am. Cricket of the Tombs helped me push through the listings. Yeah, for sure. So what you have to do too, Ben, find something that helps you out, right? So for me, I have my listing station. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go spend $300. I can afford $300, which is going to be a write-off because it's for my work. I put a TV right above my listing, my listing station. So now I put a TV up there, and I really like documentaries. So I'll listen to documentaries while I'm taking pictures, so I can take pictures and watch. That's a huge motivator for me now. Like, I look forward to taking pictures and watching something that day or listening to something that day. It's a smart TV, so I can listen to lives like this on YouTube. How many items did I list today? It usually depends. Anywhere from 10 to 20. I need to be better. I need to be better. What's up, Cool Rick, Cool Flips? I actually watch you sometimes. Thanks for the follow. I also found Dixon for the first time this weekend. 4 pieces. Gonna do a little video. Let's go, Kit Kat. Make more videos. Yeah, Dixon's a really good flannel brand, especially right now. Way out. Andrew, what kind of buttons are on what? What kind of buttons are on it? On what? Andrew, on what? Sold another Notre Dame hoodie. Notre Dame does great. Did you watch the Vince McMahon documentary? I'm watching that right now. That's actually what I'll be watching today. The Vince McMahon. I've only watched the first 30 minutes of the first episode. I got Netflix again for the Tyson fight. I need to check it out. Oh, for sure. Do you promote your listings on eBay? Yeah, 5% I do. The Ralph Lauren jacket that's ripped. Yeah. What type of buttons are on the Ralph Lauren jacket that's ripped? If they're gold buttons, you can rip those off and sell those. All right. Let's just do eBay real quick because I only have 5 orders on eBay. Since yesterday. If you guys didn't watch my live yesterday, it's over on YouTube and Facebook. I did all my eBay orders. Sold this American Girl doll for $50, promoted listing at 5%. She's beautiful. We're going to pack her later, though. Take good care. She's naked. I need to sell all those. Sold a Carhartt, $16.19. Auto Parts sent out an offer on this. $16.19 Carhartt jacket or Carhartt shirt. Again, Carhartt's not a really great seller for me anymore. Paid $5 for it. I don't really pick them up too much. I got to get a TV in the garage. Yeah, for sure. I love. Now, I have to know my limits. I can't put something on TV that I'm going to stare at and watch the whole time. It's got to be something I can glance at and listen to. I also have my iPad stand, which you guys have seen. It's upstairs. I can stand that up and watch people live too. I watch people live all the time. All right, so let's make sure we're shipping the right thing. Okay, that was an auto posture sale. I got to take this off for the American Girl doll. Put that over there, and let's keep going. Your picture station is fire. Goals. Hey, it's not hard to make. You just have to find a wall in your house that you're like, all right, I can deal with this wall having this thing on it, but it's so much better than having something stick out 4 feet. At least for me. With the kids in the basement, I can't have something that sticks out 4 feet, 5 feet. Oh, wow. I missed a lot of questions. What outlet stores do you recommend? If you like outlet, you just want to look for when they're on sale. Nike, Polo, Ralph Lauren, all those stores when they're on sale. But thanks for the roses, cool, Rich. But I will tell you that Polo, Ralph Lauren, a lot of them are really stingy about what you can buy. They'll only let you buy a certain amount of items at the outlet stores. Almost always stay away from Supreme. Very few people in that world just donate it to Goodwill or garage sales. Yeah, I usually stay away from it. I do have those North Face pants, and I picked those at not a Goodwill. It's like a shelter for battered women thrift store, and so yeah. What's the eBay rule for used perfume and cologne? Came across a lot this weekend, but I've never sold it before. I don't know if there's a rule. I know you can list it. I don't know. Jessica, it might be something to Google or put it in the search reseller community page. And someone will answer that question. If you guys aren't a part of that, it's for free. Any idea how to clean canvas Gucci wallet? I don't. That's something you could probably YouTube. I don't know how to clean that. Canvas Gucci wallet. Maybe just some shout, but make sure you do the whole, not just spot treat it, do the whole canvas part so it all matches. If you're taking off more dirt than just that spot, do the whole canvas part of the wallet. Someone that has a lot of Supreme, learning to spot the fakes as a borderline science. I've had pieces that I bought from Supreme, fail legit checks. I'm always glad to chime in on Supreme on Facebook. There you go. All right. So in the Facebook community, Jeffrey will come in and help us out. So Surf's reseller community on Facebook. Go over there and join it. It's free. But yeah, so even bought stuff from Supreme and they faked it, or they said it wasn't real. That's crazy. That's crazy. Looking good. It's cold out. It is freezing out here. I went from a cruise to freezing. Good morning, all. Packing while listening and watching. Let's go. That's what we're doing too. I know Vince has been outed as an absolute weirdo, but if you need business motivation, that documentary will show something you did absolutely anything to succeed. I'm going to be watching it, Nick. I'm going to be watching it today. Lots of pictures to take today. Sweet, they are gold. Thanks. There you go, Andrew. Thank you. All right. So what I would do with that blazer, good point. If they're gold buttons, take off the gold buttons. Usually you can sell those for $20, $25 on eBay. Just the gold buttons. And they're super easy to ship. I see more cool jackets behind me. Yeah, they're all the same. I have another sweater I bought from K-Way. That's coming in. You aren't allowed to sell it if it's open or used. If it's not even an option, I select used to select. It's not even an option to select used. So, but how do people, Nick, on eBay sell used like Woods cologne from Abercrombie and Fitch? There has to be a workaround. Tuition Ain't Cheap had an issue with her perfume. Yeah, go follow Tuition Ain't Cheap on Facebook too. She's really good to follow. She might have some suggestions. Yeah, ask Tuition Ain't Cheap. Lots of videos on YouTube to clean designer wallets. Here we go. Technically, you can't. People list it as new with the percent on how to get around it. Got you. They list it as new with like a percent of how much is in it. Probably. I got you. Thanks for the follow, by the way. OxyClean rules. Did you have a good turkey day? I did. I was eating lobster on turkey day. I know. I was eating lobster on the cruise on turkey day. Here's a Kju's retail or online arbitrage. I bought these in the winter. Bought these for, I think, $42, right around $40, maybe $38 to $42. Sold it for $80 on eBay. So online arbitrage, I spent about $1,000 on these, and I have a ton left. And so those are one of those like stock things, you know. I know I'm going to double my money. Just win, like it will be the winner. So Kju's, KJUS, making sure it's going to the right person. Ernesto, it is. I just listed this Levi's jacket in the airport the other day. You sell it as a collectible. Got it. Audra, what's up? I think only unopened on perfume on eBay get around is by listing as the bottle. Can list open on Mercari. Okay, so list as the bottle. List as list as the bottle. Just selling it as the bottle, and people can see that there's stuff in it. I've sold a few in the past. I think it was Ready Set Resale that explained how to list it. Okay, Ready Set Resale. I follow him on YouTube too. Welcome back, sir. Thanks. What's up, Running? Maybe sell it as a bottle. Yeah, not as contents. I know you're a seasonal seller. Why wait into summer to list it? It's a good question, Mark. Where am I located? I'm in Indy. Also, Avon cologne perfume bottles are almost always used. Yeah, they are. With your laugh face, I never buy Avon. Ever. Oh, my God. Think about all the Avon I found in estate sales when I helped my dad. Oh, my gosh. Every estate sale had collections and collections of Avon, thinking someone... They always thought they'd be worth so much money one day. Awful. Never. I do not. I'm sure there are some that sell. For the most part, no. Let's get this last eBay order out of the way, and I'll answer some of those questions. Levi's denim trucker jacket, men's small, black. Just listed this at the airport the other day. It sold for $27.99. $27.99 on that. Bought it for $4.99. This is going out in a padded flat rate envelope. I always like to send my denim in padded flat rate for some reason. What's the difference between Ralph Lauren and Polo Ralph Lauren labels? So Polo Ralph Lauren. So Ralph Lauren is the umbrella. Ralph Lauren. So if you want to find Ralph Lauren, you go to ralphlauren.com. Then there are lines of Ralph Lauren. There's Polo Ralph Lauren, and it will say Polo Ralph Lauren. So, for example, Polo Ralph Lauren, right? Polo Ralph Lauren. That's not Ralph Lauren, that's Polo Ralph Lauren. And then you have Denim and Supply Ralph Lauren. So that's a Denim and Supply Ralph Lauren. Then you'll have Rugby Ralph Lauren. Purple label Ralph Lauren will be a purple label that says Ralph Lauren in script. So that's how you know. That's how you know. Double RL is a line of Ralph Lauren. Stuff like that. Oh, yeah. By the way, if you did not watch my live yesterday, I got a whole bunch of free stuff from eBay for attending their winter seller check-in. So I'm putting stickers. They give me stickers. It says "Snow Much Joy." So much joy. Putting stickers on my stuff, on my eBay items. Okay, let's get back to it. Ralph Lauren is like the lower end of Ralph Lauren. They sell, that's like, I barely ever pick Ralph Lauren up. Blue, green, black label. Yeah, there's so many. There's a lot. I know K-Way's always like, dude, you need to make a video on it, or I'm gonna make one for you. He can just make one. I need to make a video. What I need to do is go to Ralph Lauren, the store, and that's what I really should do. That's what I should do. Go to Ralph Lauren, the store. Okay, so back to Mark's question. I know you're a seasonal seller. Why do you wait to list stuff, summer stuff? Does it make your listings more fresh by holding and waiting for the appropriate season to start for clothing? Okay, so Mark, to answer your question, when I first started reselling, I wasn't a seasonal seller at all. I listed everything I had, and I actually do the same thing now. I just prioritize per season. So because I thrift so much, I prioritize per season. So if I have 100 items, 50 are polo shirts, 50 of them are jackets, it's smarter for me to list the jackets right now in December than the polo shirt. So I'm listing the jackets first and then the polo shirt second. But what happens is I keep thrifting. So I list the 50 jackets and then I have another 100 items, 50 are jackets, 50 are polos. I list the other 50 jackets. So I've gotten to the point where I can list all my summer and spring later while I'm still listing every single day fall and winter items. And then I can flip-flop. So I've built up enough inventory where I can put stuff on the side. But when I first started, I list everything I had as it came in. And I know some people still do the same thing after doing it for years. But I sell seasonally. Just because, like you're going to see here in a second, I'm going to pack up all my Poshmark orders. And there are, I would say there are there's nothing here that is a spring or summer item. I listed a ton of polos from going yesterday because I got nothing else right now. Yeah. So if you got nothing else right now, list those things. It makes more sense to list a sweater in the winter than a bikini. 100%. Jess, 100%. And when I first started, people like to argue with me, and I don't argue. Like, you do you. But what are the big boys doing? If I go over to Macy's right now, their store is full of winter stuff. Dick's full of winter stuff. Abercrombie and Fitch full of winter stuff. American Eagle full of winter stuff. They're selling the winter stuff in the winter and fall. It makes sense for us to do the same. But if all you have is some polos, list your polos year round. I definitely am all about that. I sold some swimwear and summer dresses. It definitely is cruise season. Yes. Dora, didn't you go on a cruise? Didn't you also go on a cruise too? Wait, $25 a button or a group? Thanks, whoever suggested that. Andrew suggested that. $25 for the group. So some people go to that Goodwill outlet bins and just snatch the gold buttons off of the blazers because those sell together. Avon, Beanie Babies, Precious Moments, all Hall of Fame beginner mistakes for sure. All of those in hard goods. Beanie Babies, Precious Moments. Oh gosh, we go through even like Snow Babies, Hummels, Royal Dalton plates and figurines, and even clothing. Like I bought so much J. Crew when I first started, it was not good. K-Way, why are you? It's 9:25. You're out of bed already. What are you doing? I saw your post last night. It was great. I'm glad you didn't go on and do a story be talking. The giant Avon chest piece cologne bottles. Just saw a huge collection at an estate sale. Whew, yeah. Estate sales, that generation, they've always have Avon bottles. I never bought them. The only ones I would buy were like the race car ones. Those might have even been like whiskey or something. The race car, because at the time, like Indy 500, into racing, all that sort of stuff. The only Avon that sells is the ruby red glass. And I made breakfast with egg. Guarantee you didn't. Guarantee you didn't. Put money on that you didn't make breakfast. $100. You did not make eggs for breakfast. $100. You didn't. Have you been invited to do the eBay live selling yet? And would you do it, Annie? I don't know if I have been. Not that I know I have been. I sold my own snow babies. There you go, positively. Yeah, my dad has a collection of snow babies. They used to be worth good money. You owe me $100? No, I don't. You're a liar. No, but yeah, snow babies don't do great. But have I done, would I do eBay live selling? Maybe at some point. If I were to do any live selling, it would be Whatnot. I think Whatnot is the place right now for live selling. If you watched K-Way's shows last night, he was selling stuff on there for eBay prices. So I have a hard time thinking I'd go to eBay live selling and sell stuff for buy it now prices on eBay. When Whatnot, you're getting that already. There's just more buyers on Whatnot for live selling. So you're looking where the people are spending the money. What's up, retired? The big boys listing everything, not hoarding in a storage unit. What, Felix? You be quiet. No, I'm a big boy. Aren't I? I'm a big boy. If it's a Roback Polo, I'm listing it ASAP for sure. Again, also, you want to list stuff that's on style. If it's in style right now, I don't care what the season is, South Pole shorts that are denim, you list those now, because in 2 months they might be out of style, especially if it's women's clothing. What happened to us Floridians? It's not winter here. It's summer all year round. Yeah, you Floridians are liars. It's like when I got in, it was 50 degrees, freezing cold out, nasty. My great-grandpa was a premier president's blah, 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 right-hand woman for Avon for like 40 years. I remember her telling my sister Beanie Babies would be worth nothing, and the irony of it. There you go. Yep. Avon people telling Beanie Babies would be worth nothing. There's RRL, PRL, RLX Golf, Club Monaco, Chaps, Denim and Supply, Polo Blue, Polo Earth, Ralph, Ralph Lauren. Those are all the main offshores for sure. Polo Country is a good one too, and Rugby. The new LRL label is black. Don't get that confused with Black Label, which just says Ralph Lauren with the black label for sure. Ralph Lauren with just a black label, in like Roman times spelling, like block, all capital letters. That's what you're looking for Black Label. What size garbage bags am I using? These are from Costco. They're 10-gallon. These are great. 500 bags for like 15 or 20 bucks. Those are great. You can't find those in my link tree. You got to go straight to Costco. Also, what size boxes are you using for coats and larger items? 10 by 10 by 10. So these are 10 by 10 by 10 boxes right here. 10 by 10 by 10. And they're like pretty thick too. Maximize your listing time. Follow the seasons. But if you sell internationally, you have the time. Everything will sell year round for sure. There's no time where I'm twiddling my thumbs. I'm always listing. So when I first started reselling, I wasn't sitting there like, oh, I have these polos. I'm just going to twiddle my thumbs and wait for those. Nope, I was listing those. People go on vacations to warmer weather locations all winter. They go online to find swimsuit shorts, etc., and can't find them locally. Tamara, for sure, Tamara. Totally agree with you. I just went on a cruise. But right now, let me show you right now. I'm going to go over to my analytics on Autoposher, and I'm going to show you proof of what's selling right now. So I'm going to go to charts. I'm going to go to this quarter, which is October through now. Top selling categories: casual button-down shirts, coats and jackets, pants, sweaters, jeans. No polo shirts, no shorts, no swimsuits, nothing that. So yes, there are those few cases that you sell a polo shirt or shorts. But my top selling categories right here, and there's no lie about this, is Auto Posture keeps track of all your stuff, are all winter items right now. So winter items in the winter is what's selling. So yes, the argument's always, well, there are people somewhere buying that. There are, and my store is full of polos and shorts and swimsuits, but I can't tell you the last time I got in my swimsuit bin. But I can tell you I have 12, 15 items right here, Poshmark, that are all winter items that are just sold. So prioritize for the season. That's what I would recommend. So coming from me, I recommend prioritizing your items per the season. If it's winter, list those first. I just listed a few miracle suits because people are going on vacay. There's nowhere to buy swimsuits. Tons of traffic on it. There you go. Well, again, like I said, people want to argue. I can tell you right now, all these swimsuits are listed on eBay, Poshmark, Depop, not Mercari, and I haven't been in this bin in months. So that tells you anything. How do I keep it organized? Goodwill bags of your house make you nauseous? It makes my wife nauseous too. I put it in bins per season, and also I even do it subcategory. So all my flannels in a bin, all my jeans in a bin, stuff like that before I list it. Out 130 items sold, I have two negative reviews, and I'm 97.7 positive. How long do the negatives bring your percent down? Both negatives were scammers. Okay, so the more items you sell, that 97.7 will go up. So you sold 138 items. You've had 2 negative reviews. I've had 2 negative reviews, and over the past year, I've sold however many items, and I had 99.8% positive feedback. 99.8. So you just got to sell more items. Those reviews aren't going to get taken off for a year. NL, good morning. How about them Colts? My Texans barely pulled it off. I know. Yesterday, I was watching the NFL, and for some reason, the Colts are still in the hunt for the playoffs. I don't get it, other than maybe the Texans lose out or something. But Colts do not belong in the playoffs, that's for sure. It's 33 degrees. It's cold for sure. 50 degrees, that would be nice. Light weather jacket. I know, right, in Florida. But when you go to Florida, you want to wear, swimsuits. Question, they reinstated my Depop after I already started a new account. Should I have 2 Depop accounts, or they catch? What do you think? Jamie, what I would do, your account, you have 2 accounts. I would keep them both. One of them, I would just have nothing on it, keep it dormant in case your other account gets banned again on Depop, then you can go back to it. So I would keep that dormant account. Don't listen, just keep it dormant. Don't do anything with it and use it as a backup. Don't have any of mine, only large, and thank you. What is Costco? I have never been. I live in Walmart World, Arkansas. Oh, okay, Jared. Well, you could get those trash bags. They actually sell these Costco trash bags on Amazon too. So you can get these Costco trash bags. They're Kirkland brand, but any really 10-gallon cheap trash bags is what I use. Warm weather is slower seller in the winter, but they still sell. Although it's no summer, my items, 74 orders today. There you go. Although no summer items in my 74 orders today, for sure. So again, they do sell. Yesterday, if you watched my live on eBay, I had a polo shirt that sold, an Under Armour polo shirt. You still sell that stuff. I'm just saying, you're going to be selling more winter in the winter. Do you tag each item with your listing information? No, Regina, I don't. Oh my gosh, I missed so many comments. I got you guys. We're answering questions so you can listen. Mondays are for questions. So the way I organize my items, if you're new in here, you might see on the sides, everything, it looks chaotic, but it's not. Everything are in like item bins. So I have 80 bins in my basement where I'm at right now, and everything is in a like item bin. You can think of it as a closet. So for example, I always bring, it's right here. All my new with tags Levi jeans are in this bin. So if I sold a new with tags Levi jeans, I know where that bin is because I'm there all the time putting stuff in it and getting it out. If I sold a pair of new with tags pants, or actually these are not new tags, these are just pants right here that I just listed, I know where to pick those up at. An Under Armour polo shirt, these are all my Under Armour polo shirts. So I don't have an inventory SKU number system. It makes a lot of people crazy, but this is really efficient for me. If I had to hire employees, I couldn't probably have this system. On Autoposture, everything I have listed is on PM where I started using it. I don't understand the eBay portion. I added, but they sent out offers, not listing. Is that right? Hold on, Lou. On Autoposture, everything I have listed is on Poshmark when I started using it. I don't understand the eBay portion. I added, but sent out offers, not listed. Is that right? Lou, you're going to try to ask me that question again. Are you selling on, are you using Autoposture? You're cross-listing over to eBay? You go to the dashboard and you need to change your settings on the dashboard to send out offers, if that's what you're talking about. AFC South is shit this year. Texans only have 2 games lead, but a horrible schedule. Colts may have a chance. Texans belong in the playoffs. Colts don't. I'm rooting for the Texans. And I'm a Colts fan, huge Colts fan. Costco is similar to Sam's Club, for sure. Yeah, his show was fire. Talking about K-Way's show last night. I watched a little bit of it. I can't watch those because I end up buying stuff in them. It's not good. It's not good. I do go in there and give him a hard time because that's just what we do. I love sourcing on Whatnot. Yeah, for sure. I've sourced from K-Way shows and resold stuff before too on there. Most things made as a collectible are no longer collectible. Oh, for sure, Casey, with you. Things that were made as a collectible are not a collectible. So, for example, baseball cards in the 50s and 40s and even the 60s, they weren't made as like being investments, like they're going to be worth money someday. Like people collected them, but they weren't going to be worth money someday. Well, when they were worth money, then Topps and all those companies started making baseball cards saying, well, these are going to be worth money someday. And of course they're not. Some things do okay. Thanks, Fordham. Welcome back. Thank you. 33 makes you want to go out and buy a swimsuit. Not exactly. Exactly. It's colder than that here, I feel like. You said you don't do Mercari. Why not? I do Mercari, but not Depop. How well do you do on Mercari? So I did do Mercari, but they froze my account. It's been a month now. They didn't tell me a reason or anything, and they still have my money in there. So I don't know. I did Mercari. Everything was fine. I sold a few items a week, I would say, out of 1,000 listed over there. And they just froze my account for no reason. So I'm trying to figure out why that happened. I haven't heard back from them in a month, and they have my money. But I am on Depop, and I sold 4 items over the past, 3 days. So Depop, it's worth selling. If you're cross-listing, if you don't have a cross-lister or you're like, I'm only on eBay, which I was, get a cross-lister, get Autoposture, cross-list over there. You make 4 sales a weekend. You know, that's 15 sales a month or so, something like that. And then you will pay for Autoposture in itself or your cross-lister in itself. So I would definitely go ahead and cross-list over to Depop if I were you. Good morning, Cav. Took out all the recycling this morning. It was 18 degrees. Cav, where do you live? Do you have shelves in your room? Yeah, these are all on shelves. So these are all on shelves. All these are on shelves. Can you please explain the Autoposture credit system? Sure. And I got you guys. I'll answer all your questions. Okay, so the way Autoposture works, if you guys are new in here, Autoposture is a cross-lister and automation tool that I use. So we'll go over to it. I haven't talked about it yet today. Definitely recommend getting Autoposture. Actually, if you go to surfsupfinds.com, it's my website. I don't sell anything on there, but I put my eBay store where you can go see what I sell, what's sold. So if you want to see exactly what's selling out there, you can look at my eBay store, the Amazon products I use. But right here, you can get 15% off your first month and a free trial by clicking on that and going to auto posture. So clicking on that, going to auto posture, you get your 15% off. Now let's go back to auto posture. So on auto posture, we're going to go to inventory. Let me see. So with auto posture, every time you cross list, it's 1 credit. So when you go to pricing, you'll see right here, you get credits. So 750 listing credits and smart credits. I have the plan that is an extra. So I have this plan, the $90 a month. So I have 2,000 listing credits, and I list about 10 items a day or more, and I never run out. You can just pretty much say this is unlimited unless you're listing more than like 16 items a day, 7 days a week. This is unlimited. But if you want to buy more, it's you can even buy more on top of that. But you really shouldn't have to worry about listing credits. What they are, I'm going to go into my inventory. I'm going to go ahead and sync, because I'm going to do a quick sync and sync up all my inventory. I'll tell you exactly what a credit looks like. While I'm answering your guys' questions, what's up, everybody? I can't find. I thought eBay would cross list to eBay, but it doesn't. I can't find stuff cheap. All right, let's go over here. Back over. Go to inventory. So here's some items that I have not cross listed yet. So every time you cross list an item, it's 1 credit. So when I just imported all my eBay items over to auto posture, that didn't cost a credit. That wasn't a credit. That's just importing over, right? So now I want to cross list them over to Poshmark. When I cross list over to Poshmark, that is 1 credit. See that little 1 down there at the bottom? That's 1 credit out of the 2,000 I have. So every item that I have, I'm cross-listing to Poshmark and Depop. So every item I bring up, it's 2 credits for me. Every 1 item is 2 credits for me. So right there, you just saw me live cross-list 2 items over to Poshmark and Depop. Now, you can also go in and look at what's sold. And you can see, like this morning, I just sold this item on eBay. We just packed that live, and you can see that auto posture delisted it from the other platforms. So it has sales detection. So this one I'm about to pack right now on Poshmark, it delisted it from the other platforms. So when it comes to the credits, you really don't have to worry about the credit system. It's basically unlimited. So yeah, it's no big deal. So it cost me 2 credits to list each item. Hopefully that helps you out. I can't find stuff cheap enough on Whatnot where are you finding cheap stuff on Whatnot? Jared. So you got to find shows that not a lot of people are in is what I would do. And then you got to find a show where not a lot of people are in, but they're selling lots of good stuff where you can get that shipping knocked off, and then every piece you're not paying shipping on top of that. So that's what I kind of look for. I'm in Illinois. It's 15 degrees. Mark, that means it's coming. I'm right next door. I'm your next door neighbor. It's coming my way tomorrow, probably. Nope, I'm not listing on Mercari because Mercari has my account on hold for some reason. No clue why. So helpful. Thank you. You're welcome. Does auto posture setup and maintenance work from an app, or would you have to use it from my laptop? Nope, it works from an app. So I actually just put a video out. Are you on Facebook? You're on Facebook? I just put a video out recently that shows you how to do it from an app. So this is how you make it into an app. So if you go to follow me on Facebook, there's a video on how you make it into an app. And there's the app. It's right there. Super easy. You can do it from your phone. So yeah, get that free trial. Get that 15% off. SourceUpFinds.com or SourceUpFinds at checkout. You won't regret it. Trust me. What's up, Luigi? eBay is not showing the pretty payment message for customers that already accept an offer, but they don't pay. Oh, they're not showing that for the customers that made an offer that you accept the offer and they automatically pay. I know it's some items they do, some items they don't. They talked about that at the eBay Open this year. Got my Mercari back and my funds. Ended up needing ID verification. Why couldn't they have just said that? Yeah, I don't know. I need to sit down and just like go through all my Mercari. I might do that right after this today. You can short shows by people volume in shows. You can sort shows by people volume in shows. Okay, so on Whatnot, you can sort your shows that are going on by people's, like the volume of people in the shows. Also, I look for shows that people have good consistency. So they're bringing this up. Stio women's shirt. It's a size medium. We're running it now. Okay, done. Next item. You want that fast pace. You go to those shows where they take 10 minutes to list one item or to run one item. You're wasting your time too. Justin Newbay started reselling last month and decided to sign up for Autoposher, and in 24 hours got a sale and recreated listings from one of my very first listings. Let's go. Telling you, Autoposher is a game changer. I talk about it every time I'm online. It's a game changer, and everyone comes in here and says it's a game changer. So if you don't have Autoposher, you're missing out. I'm telling you right now, you're going to increase your sales. I list on eBay only for my entire until 2024, and now my sales have gone up 30% by cross-listing using Autoposher. A live thrifting with meta glasses? No, I'm not going to do that because they don't last very long on your face. Let's do Poshmark, guys. Poshmark. Let's start off with the sale overnight. Another retail arbitrage Harley Davidson jacket. This one's like a hoodie with a big hit on the back. Paid $39.99 for this. And this one sold on Poshmark for $117 on Poshmark. So this is going to go in a priority box because on Poshmark, everything goes out priority. And I'm going to put it out in one of my, Cobb, you live in New Jersey? Ooh, Jersey. 100% agree on the show pace. Yeah, it's got to have a good show pace. And if you want to sell on Whatnot too, I really do think you have to have a good pace with your show. Really good pace. You don't want downtime. I think of it as a classroom. When I was a teacher, it's especially teaching, when I was teaching my special needs students or when I was in elementary, teaching elementary students, you can't have a lot of downtime between your lessons, between your talking, between your tasks, between everything. If you have downtime, you lose kids, you lose people. So you have to keep people engaged the entire time. Even if you're like, okay, hold on a second, I'll be right back, you're going to lose people. You got to stay engaged. Go watch one of K-Way's shows. He does a great job. Or Renzi. Go right now. I bet Renzi's live right now on Whatnot. Go to Whatnot. Type in RNZY. He's got 250 people in there. 500 items today. Riley taking it out. We're on 175. And he's just nonstop. Go, 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 go. Really good pace. And he's very successful. Can you sort your show? Autoposture is a game changer. Felix is a smart guy. Except for your you don't even list clothing, Felix. So I'm not even gonna listen to you. By the way, I'm really feeling the dream team. Really feeling it right now. Okay. Priority. $39.99 for that Harley Davidson retail arbitrage. I'll tell you, I bought it at Ross, sold it for $117. There that goes. Let's see. Live thrifting with meta glasses. Yeah, I can't because they don't last very long. I can't live thrift other than from my phone. So when I'm live thrifting, I can only do it from my phone, but I can do the GoPro and then post those on YouTube. Is Autoposture still having problems with Mercari? I can't connect it to Autoposture. This can't sell on the platforms. I tried for weeks. Tuesday, I would contact Autoposture support. Have you contacted Autoposture support? Contact Autoposture support. They should be able to help you. I have a Bula Jones. I don't even know, on a red colorway. Is it possibly it was sold on eBay? I have no idea what that is. I wish I knew. Is that? I don't know what that is. I'm not going to even act. I'm scared to get into it. Then I can't figure it out in the app since I don't have a laptop. I'm scared to get it, and then I can't figure it out. So the auto posture app, it looks identical to your to the laptop. So look how it looks identical. So I'm at the top. I'm going to go to my up here, and I'm going to go to inventory. And look, it's identical. I'm going to go to my dashboard real quick. So the app looks identical to the platform online. So it's really easy. There it is right there. Super easy. So don't worry. The app is identical. Don't be scared. Does Auto Posture actually make eBay listings completely new every 30 days? I'm on the $69.99. Yes, it does. That's the benefit of the delist relist. It does. It's a brand new listing. So when I first had Auto Posture, I noticed a lot of my items that were old selling because it listed as a brand new item. Downtime between items on Whatnot is the worst. Freddie Wop, what's up? I agree. Indy, or when the seller is having endless flirting chat with the chat. Indy, do I flirt with I flirt with the chat a little bit. But yeah, definitely also on Whatnot. Man, when people like argue and stuff, like the person selling with buyers, that's an awful look. That is an awful look. LL Bean, flannel line shirt, 2XL. Love buying these. I know you guys do too. If you're new, that's why you're watching this. LL Bean flannel lined shirt. You want to be picking these up. I pay $5 for these. It's sold for $27. Remember, Poshmark takes 20%. But I'm using USPS envelopes, so I don't have to pay for any envelopes. Good advice to keep it snappy on Whatnot, for sure. And I think a lot more selling is going live. So there are more people on there ever than before buying. So if you're planning on selling on Whatnot, my suggestion is to bring good stuff. Don't show your emotions if they're negative. If you sell an item you should have thought sold for more money, don't show those emotions. Make people think they got a good deal no matter what. And then keep the pace of your show going quick. That's what I would recommend. Okay, next item is a pair of 511 tactical pants. And they have this little emblem right here. This is actually a Cadillac V. So V series. So these were like probably made for some sort of race team here in Indianapolis. There were 5 pairs of them, new with tags, $5 a piece. They sold for $35. I just listed these while I was on vacation. Padded flat rate envelope. So 5 into 35 on Posh. Ree, what's up, Ree? Good morning to you. I have a vintage Ralph Lauren zip hoodie. Planning to sell it on eBay. You should do well with that. Just sell it. Make sure you price it accordingly. Look up sold comps. Make sure you're pricing accordingly. If you want to sell it quicker, price it a little bit cheaper. If you're fine waiting, price it, right along with the other sold comps. Promoting at eBay at 5% worth it. I notice eBay takes the percent off the total included shipping. They do. eBay takes the percent of the total including shipping. They do. I don't know if it's worth it or not. That's up to you, depending on your buy cost of your item and if you can afford an extra 5%. But I will say, just because you promote at 5% on eBay does not mean every sale will take an extra 5% off. Only the items that people bought through the promoted. So it showed up on a Google page, someone clicked on it and bought it. That's a promoted listing sale. So I have my items promoted on eBay, and where's my eBay? eBay. And one out of at least I just passed 20 items were promoted. 1 out of 20 items were promoted. Most of my sales come from regular sales and auto posture sales. I promote at 5%, by the way. Okay, next item. Skims, a Skims sweatsuit. I found 2 Skims sweatsuits. This smells nice too. And, ooh, it smells real nice. Skims sweatsuit. There's your Skims label. Really hard to see, I know. You're not going to be able to see that one. But this is Skims. I think it's a Kim Kardashian line. I don't know. Bought it for 10. Sold it for 42. That's going out priority as well. I'll put it in one of these shoe boxes. Put it in a shoe box. Is what I'll do. What do you set shipping at on eBay? Priority, ground advantage. I've lost money on shipping, so it makes me nervous. Yeah, one thing you want to do is get your shipping down. That's like the first thing. When you're selling on eBay, you got to get your shipping locked in, because if you don't, you're going to end up losing money, and you don't want to do that. So I have 3 shipping options set up on eBay, 3 or 4. So you set up your shipping on eBay. All of them are calculated except for one. So I have ground advantage, calculated shipping. So when you list your item, you put in the weight and the dimensions. Ground advantage, USPS. I have UPS, ground. Same thing, pound or the weight and dimensions. USPS ground, UPS ground, USPS priority. Same thing, you put in the dimensions and the weight. And then USPS priority flat rate. So I would do calculated shipping for everything to start off. Yeah, Skims is money, Dora, I know. But it has come down a little bit. If you get on Whatnot, you'll see there are so many shows that are selling Skims. I just think it's getting a little overpopulated out there. I do flat rate shipping. Yeah, some people do flat rate shipping and are really good with it. But I feel like you have to know your shipping. You have to know your items and everything before you do flat rate shipping. You have to know about how much they weigh, how much it costs, a little bit more experience, I think, to do flat rate shipping. Do you think, Jared, do you agree or no? It's my Skims in a box. It's my skin in a box. God, I was gonna say something real bad, but I don't want to. I'm not trying to make people leave that quick. Remember last week, 2 weeks ago, said, I sold a Canali suit, but they canceled it. That was on eBay. Well, I sold that same suit on Poshmark for $150. So Canali suit, just because I'm showing you Canali suit does not mean go pick up all Canali suits. That's not the case. There's a lot of Canali suits I skip on. I'm looking for a newer tag, newer style is what I'm looking at for a Canali suit. What determines what shipping I use? Usually I'm using ground advantage on anything that weighs like a shirt, shorts, anything like that. I'm using ground advantage. I very rarely use priority when it comes to shipping USPS, very rarely. So I rolled up that blazer and pants like this, and that's what I'm doing. On measurements, do you do an actual item size or poly bag before it's folded? Okay, so fun fact about me, which shouldn't be about you, is I don't measure anything out, and I don't even own a scale. I don't have a scale, and I don't measure anything out. And the reason is because I've done it so long, I know how much stuff weighs. And then also, I know how much stuff, the dimensions of items. So poly mailers, I always put like 8x8x4. If it's just a shirt, a polo shirt, or 8x8x2, if it's a poly mailer. And then I put the weight at like 10 or 11 ounces. If it's just a lightweight shirt. So, but I would recommend you getting a scale, measuring out your items to put in the dimensions. But the weight is the most important thing. Most important thing. Stick with the loungewear and tank dresses for Skims. Okay, loungewear and tank dresses with Skims. All right. Does that one count as loungewear, do you think? Yeah, right? Doesn't sweatsuit? I don't know. $42. I thought I'd bring more, but I'm still fine with that. 10 into 42. When you do retail arbitrage, do you look for certain items, or do you whatever you find? Yeah, I look for certain items for sure. So again, it comes with experience. Retail arbitrage is a little bit more dangerous because you're spending more money than usually at a thrift store. And those items could be flooded on the market because a lot of retail arbitrage stores got those, like TJ Maxx's. But you're looking for really good sales on good items, or you're looking for those one-off items that maybe a Ross. Just got in a few Harley Davidson jackets like those ones that I've sold yesterday and today. Stuff like that. Yeah, be careful with retail arbitrage. If you're just starting out, I wouldn't go into retail arbitrage just yet. What typically goes out UPS? For me, UPS, I've been doing heavier items. So items that weigh like 5 pounds or more, I've been doing UPS. Ground. I did the eBay Open and won the survey. They sent me eBay scale. So cute. I need to post it. Yeah, Annie, I did not win that at the eBay Open, but that's awesome that you did. I heard some people win that, like a scale and some other stuff. Guys, when I post that eBay stuff, like the eBay Open or the eBay, the winner seller check-in, sign up for that. Like they send me a whole bunch of stuff. And you'll learn, you might learn something you didn't know before. I get my bags at the dollar store. There you go, Angie. Angie gets her bags. What's up, Angie, by the way? All right. Next item. Carbon to Cobalt. Whoop, whoop. The brand that I'm about to stop picking up. Carbon to Cobalt. This is a 2XL shirt. I remember buying this, Felix, in Chicago. A whole bunch of them, 2XL. This sold for $22. Not bad. Not bad. I agree with you. You have to know your... Jared, you have to know your postage cost and flat rate really doesn't work unless you are in the middle of the country. Yeah, that's probably true too. I'm in the middle of the country. You are too. Flat rate works in the middle of the country pretty well. What typically goes out UPS? What if a buyer chooses flat rate envelope, but the item doesn't fit in there? So, Velvet, I don't have the buyer choosing how they ship it. I choose how I ship it. And I always shoot. That should have gone in a priority envelope. That's okay. The only reason I say that's because I could have used a free priority, right? Being Poshmark. It's all right. So I choose how I ship stuff out on eBay. I don't let the buyer choose. And the way I choose whatever's the cheapest method for the buyer. So that's what I do. And if it doesn't fit in there, a flat rate, you're going to have to change what you're buying. So when you print off your label from eBay, you're going to have to change it from like a flat rate envelope to just regular priority. You might end up eating a couple dollars or not. Renzi did that one of his shows. He went crazy. His wife had to stop the show. Not a good look. Did Renzi do that with one of his shows? I mean, we've all probably been there. There are other people that I've watched before that like got into arguments with people on shows. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. It's not a good look to argue with people in general. What is retail arbitrage? When you go to a retail store, buy stuff cheap and resell it online for a profit. Online arbitrage is the same. You're just buying it online. These were not a good pickup. Some UGG shoes. I feel like I got these at a garage sale, but I don't even know what I bought these for. I sold them for $10 on Poshmark. I've had these for a while. Like with Skims, Uggs, certain things sell better than others. Uggs, these shoes are not a good pickup. So Ugg shoes aren't the best. You're probably, with Uggs, you're looking for more of like the winter, the boots, the fur lined, all that sort of stuff. But again, happy to get $10 back to go, actually $8. Happy to get $8 to go spend it on something else. Tej, good morning. What's up, Tej? I put all my Puma clothing on clearance to get rid of it because of the Viros. Luigi, you might just want to get rid of it. Take it off. Take it off eBay and leave it on Poshmark and Depop and whatever. You don't want to get those Viros. I would take it off. If you had this opportunity, take it off. You just got to think. In a week, let's say you got Viroed and you've had a couple things Viroed and you get your eBay account suspended for a month. You're thinking, oh my gosh, you know what? I wish I wouldn't have put those on clearance. I would have wished I'd just taken those Puma off because now I'm suspended for a month. You don't want to be thinking those thoughts. I would take them off. Oh, you got a little package and a sweatshirt too? An eBay sweatshirt? What the heck? I want an eBay sweatshirt. They sent me some of this tissue paper and stuff. You saw it yesterday. I know you were on yesterday. They sent me some other stuff too. What's Viroed on eBay? if you sell something that's like copyrighted name, like you can't use the word Velcro, you can't use the word onesie. For some reason, they're veroing Puma right now. Like Puma, right? I wouldn't list anything Puma. Basically, the owner of the brand have the rights to that product, and they can decide if they want it to be resold on eBay or whatever. You can't do Velcro, can't do onesies, stuff like that. Can't do Kevlar, because you find those in some racing jeans sometimes, stuff like that. What's going on with Puma, Angie? I got 3 Puma shirts veroed on eBay. They said they were counterfeit. So, and some other people were saying that Puma shoes got veroed too. So I'd be careful. Here's icebreaker pants. I sold 2 pairs of these, a large and a extra large. This one for $70 and the other one for $80. So we'll just go ahead and pack those up now. Icebreaker, really good brand to be on the lookout for. I think a lot of you know that, but they're always new faces as always. Icebreaker, good brand to be on the lookout for. Like a smart wool. Like a smart wool. You're welcome. Angel. But what about Puma? I don't know if it's new or used. I would probably not list it. The good thing is I don't even pick Puma up anymore to resell. So these are older listings. It's no big deal. If there were icebreakers, I'd be bummed because icebreakers is a really good pickup. But remember, be diversified. Oh, that would have been money. Got to put it in one of these. Be diversified. Sell on other platforms too. So if it gets veroed on eBay, you still have it listed on 3 other sites, right? Love the 2 sweaters in the back. Did not sold. None of those are listed. None of those are listed. Yeah. So those are not listed. Those are for show. For show. For show. For show. Here's the other icebreaker. This one's in a bag. That other one wasn't because that's the one I took pictures of. Go ahead and put it in here. You always have Mercari to sell on as a backup. Shut up, Felix. Shut your mouth when you're talking to me. And I know your laugh. I know your laugh because I play with you online. I know right now. I know what it sounds like. Yeah, I got kicked off Mercari. It's not my backup. Depop's my backup. And Poshmark's my backup. Cool. A cool shirt. Boop. Just a little cool quarter zip. Look for that little guy again. That's why you're watching these. What brands to sell? Cool. This is a quarter zip, just fleece type of deal. This sold for cool. $25. I'm getting all sorts of messages. Probably Cyber Monday. It's Cyber Monday. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it's a good day to run a sale on your eBay store. How are you getting this free stuff from eBay? So you'll see me like every once in a while I'll post an eBay event post like the eBay Open or the eBay Winter Seller Check-in. And it's just a free virtual event you sign up for and you watch it on your computer or your phone or whatever. And they talk about things like new shipping policies and this and that on eBay. You learn a lot of stuff. And then there's usually a survey at the end or something. And if you fill it out, they might select you for free and they just send free merch to you. So I got a whole bunch of like poly mailers, eBay poly mailers and stickers and all sorts of stuff. So whenever I post those videos, sign up for them. What'd you do to get kicked off Mercari? I do not know. They didn't tell me. It was a month ago and I haven't heard anything from them. And they have my money. They have my money. Give me my money. How many packages do you usually ship the next day? Ooh, I don't know. Yesterday I shipped like close to 50 items, I think. And then today we're just doing Poshmark and a few eBay and Mercari. This is the last, other than that little girl. These are LL Bean boots. Whenever I see boots like this, I just quickly look at the bottom. And if they have that chain link look, I know they're bean boots. And on the back, they'll say bean boots. But these are just never out of style. Never out of style LL Bean boots. They've been making these for a long time. These sold for $27. They sold for $27. I paid $9 for them. You got 3 Viros. Did that hurt your store? Jared, it didn't. It didn't hurt my store. I'm still getting plenty of sales. I don't know. Usually Viros are like just like a quick slap on the wrist. Don't list it. If you get caught listing Puma again, you're going to get in trouble. Okay, I'm getting like USPS things. So this morning I shipped all of my stuff out at 8 a.m., like 50 items, and I'm starting to get like updates that they're being scanned in. That's a lot. Sold fast. That's a lot. So you sold fast and most on eBay. Yeah, eBay is my best seller for sure. eBay is my best seller. Again, this is priority because it's on Poshmark, so you can use any priority box you want to ship. So I'm going to put these shoes in this box right here and ship them out. And then go to the post office again. This is a marathon session. I know. Yesterday was too. I didn't think today would be a long, long session, but I had more orders than I thought. 11, 5, 4. So 20 orders to ship today after yesterday. I know, right? Felix, Vera, Puma is such a lame brand to get Vero'd for. Puma's like, we're something. We're something out there. You need to respect our brand. Or I'm just not going to sell it anymore because you guys actually aren't that great. You don't bring much money. So, okay, Puma. You're gonna lose people now. LL Bean store just opened in Indy. Yeah, Daniel just did at Clearwater at the crossing. Yes, it did. LL Bean, which means hopefully here in about a year we're gonna get a lot more LL Bean donated. That's where my mind goes. All right, box is packed. Imagine if they did that with Ralph Lauren. I would be in trouble, big time trouble. I would list everything as like RRL. Mercari sucks anyways. I've only sold 7 items on there in 2 years. Yeah, Mercari sucks. As soon as I get my money back, I'm done with Mercari. It's not worth it for me. It's not worth it for me. Mercari isn't. Depop, it is. And obviously Poshmark is too. Isn't Puma official brand of Ferrari or something? Yeah. Puma's official brand of Ferrari and I think BMW. I think both of them. We'd have to list everything as U.S. Polo Association. No, Andrew, that's just you. You're the crazy one doing that. All right, everybody, that's it. Have a great day. I got a lot of work to do. I'm sure you guys do too. Stay warm, stay safe. Thanks as always for joining in. I'll see you in the next one. Definitely going to do a live thrift this week. So I'll post that on YouTube at some point and Facebook. Other than